Good morning, everybody. Crypto Cap here. It's August 31st, 2022, 7:05 a.m. Pacific. Saw something on the weather chart the other day, super unusual in the northern Pacific. There was an occluded front that obviously had the jet stream over the top of it, made a huge dip almost down to Hawaii and straight back up. And this is almost exactly the kind of front that if we were to get in November, December, January, February, it's the exact kind of front that would bring us a Pineapple Express. Learned a couple things researching for that great flood, California flood of 1861-62. One of the most interesting things that I learned was that California had been suffering through a 20-plus year long drought. And that flood, that Pineapple Express of 1861-62, came directly on top of a drought. And boy, oh boy, I believe we are on top of a drought right now. So when I see a system out in the middle of the Pacific in August that looks like a Pineapple Express event building, hey man, we should take notice, because this is definitely one of the most cataclysmic events that has ever happened to the United States of America. Hope you enjoy it. Peace and love. Crypto Cap out.
California is well known for droughts, but it also had one of the greatest floods in U.S. history. In 1861, California had been in drought for 20 years. Most of the state's residents lived around San Francisco and in the Central Valley. Ranchers there had been praying for rain for 2 decades. In November, they finally got it. First, winter came early, bringing heavy snow to the mountain range that bounds the valley. In December, temperatures rose, the snow melted and drained into the valley, saturating the soil. Then the rains came, and didn't stop for 43 days. Wave after wave of storms rolled in from the Pacific, bringing more than 10 feet of rain and snow. Creeks became rivers, sweeping entire towns away. Rivers jumped their banks and cut new channels. But much of the water was trapped in the Central Valley, which became an inland sea stretching 300 miles north to south, in places 60 miles wide. It took 6 months for this inland sea to evaporate and percolate into the ground, but the flood had destroyed a quarter of California's taxable property and almost forced the state into bankruptcy. It also wiped out nearly 1 million livestock animals, prompting the Central Valley to move away from ranching to become the agricultural powerhouse we know today. Superstorms like this come along every 150 to 200 years.